Stay down.
Step out, please. Step out.
Down. Stay down.
Come on.
Shouldn't be here before. Please step out, please. Now. Okay, come on.
Wait, you good?
Still down.
Down.
Good? Attorney, make sure
Yes, you can wait. I'm gonna have to move you. Now.
Sorry.
Make sure you say it's good. Thank you, buddy.
Down.
All right.
So as you know, Mr. Rodriguez just made his first court appearance following the arraignment. The purpose of this court appearance was to determine whether or not the grand jury had proceeded. As you know, a grand jury in New York consists of 23 members, 16 of which constitute a quorum, and 12 of which must vote out an indictment. At this time, there has been no grand jury action. We are speaking to the district attorney's office to convey to them what I think that they know and understand, that this was a horrific and terrible tragedy. Obviously, my client, Mr. Rodriguez, his wife, his mom, his dad, his beautiful family, his 16-year-old, his 12-year-old, his 4-year-old, they're completely crushed by this incident. And again, we're back on August 27th. The purpose of that proceeding will again be to determine whether or not a grand jury has been convened to indict Mr. Rodriguez. We are hopeful that that will not be the case. The district attorney's office is conducting due diligence in this case, which means that they're evaluating all the facts, all the evidence, all the circumstances. Everyone should be mindful to the fact that Mr. Rodriguez, from day one in this case, consented. He gave a full statement, including the timeline and the history in terms of how this happened. Mr. Rodriguez consented to a full search of his phone, of his car. He has nothing at all to harbor and hide other than to feel misery and sorrow about what happened in this case. The district attorney here, obviously, Darcel Clark, someone I know, someone who's very community-minded, very tough, but also very fair. We're appealing to her sense of justice to do what we believe to be the right thing, and that is to dismiss these charges. We understand that they will continue to evaluate all aspects of the case, and we welcome their evaluation of that. And we believe that at the conclusion of them evaluating all the facts, all the evidence, and everything in this case, they will come to the conclusion that this was a horrible tragedy. Mr. Rodriguez and his family will certainly be dedicating their life to the cause of ensuring that this does not happen to anyone else again. I yesterday had the privilege of speaking to the Speaker of the New York State Assembly, Mr. Carl Hastie, about legislation that could and would be designed to ensure that car manufacturers outlet cars with mechanisms so as to alert parents, alert anyone in the car that there would be children that would be there so that this doesn't happen again. I want to mention to everyone that this is not exclusive to New York. This has happened throughout the country. There was a record high 52 deaths last year relating to this issue. And my client and his family will be working with the legislature when they gain the strength to do so in ensuring that other people are protected. The final thing I'll say is my client is so gratified as his wife and his mom, dad, his children, his family, for the outpouring of love and support for the community and from the community, from so many friends and loved ones who know who he is, a veteran who served this country, who has been deployed and who has been out there, and who after that service and during that service has helped homeless veterans, has helped veterans with HIV, veterans with cancer, has helped emotionally disturbed people, and has done so much in his life for the cause of what's right. Mr. Rodriguez is heartbroken, as is his beautiful family, by this, and we hope to repair and really just heal in the best way we know how, and his family, so that they could move forward from this tragedy and that they can live their lives productively. Thank you.
Okay, Joe, can you answer one question across the country, because this does unfortunately happen? What's the percentage or likelihood that cases are prosecuted across the country, or do DAs decide to drop these sort of cases like this?
So in various jurisdictions when these incidents occur, what district attorney's offices do throughout the country is what Ms. Clark is doing, and that is evaluate all the facts. And in other instances, as you could see, just not me speaking, you could research it yourself. There have been instances where cases just like this have been dropped around the country. Obviously, the district attorney wants to ensure that there was no crime here, that there was no intent, that there was no criminality, and we believe that that's exactly what they'll find. Again, Mr. Rodriguez is heart-wrenched and heartbroken. I can never express in words, when I first met Mr. Rodriguez under the most horrific of circumstances, how he appeared to me. I could not even have a conversation with my client for the longest of times because he could not compose himself. He is absolutely devastated by this, and we are getting him all the help and treatment that we can possibly get for him. And again, his family is so grateful and so thankful for all of his friends, all of his family, all of his fraternity brothers and sisters, everyone who knows him and who knows the humane and beautiful person that he is, who has come out to say to him, this is a horrible thing, but we understand. And so, in answer to your question, we're hopeful that this is not prosecuted, but we know that the district attorney is going to do her job. And we encourage her to do that, and as you heard in the courtroom, I waive my client's rights to a speedy trial so that the investigation can proceed and that the district attorney can dot every I and cross every T to come to the only conclusion that we believe to be fair, sensible, and reasonable, and that is that this was a horrible, horrific accident.
Mr. Rodriguez, I know this is an incredibly difficult
Without
time.
us asking a question.
There will be a time that Mr. Rodriguez and his family will be in a position to make a statement. Today will not be that day.
Is there anything you'd like to say, Mr. Rodriguez?
There is nothing that Mr. Rodriguez will say. There is a lot, yes, that he wishes to say, but there is nothing that him or his family will be saying now. Perhaps that'll change in the immediate future, but I would ask the press to understand and at least allow them to bury their beautiful children before we expect them to be in a position to address the press about anything.
When is the funeral, sir?
Tomorrow.
You're willing to refer this case to back court?
What I'm willing to do is to work with the district attorney as the case moves forward, to answer all of her questions, to be available to her at any time, day or night, her investigators, and to do all we need to do to prevail upon them, to have them understand that this epidemic is something that is across the country, and that with this horrible incident, we could help save lives moving forward in the future. And that's what this family and Mr. Rodriguez will be dedicating their life to do, to see that no one should have to endure the hardship that this family is enduring as a result of what occurred here. And that's what I could say to you. Thank you very much.